1 2 1 2.
Alright, cool. Welcome to the Trenches podcast. Yeah, we've done a couple already, but you know, I've been looking forward to this one. Like I was saying to Mods, I've had this idea in mind for like a good couple months, but now I'm doing it. And like you guys were one of the first on my list to get in, so I'm gassed to have you guys in, honestly.
Love.
So today we have Modu and we have Kieron, both very, very cool creative guys. How would you guys intro yourself? Like artist, illustrator, you know, how introduce yourself to the people.
Shall I go ahead? Okay, so initially I consider myself a director, and I feel like actually as time is going on, as I'm exploring, I do want to try to consider myself more of an artist and a filmmaker. Also really exploring photography a lot more now, because I feel like that's really going to influence my work moving forward, because it's just like capturing a moment and just beauty, do you know what I mean? Rather than when the filmmaking and directing stuff, it's like it's more of a, you can maybe get away with not just capturing what's great and what's beautiful, and you could just get away with just capturing a mood and an energy. But I feel like, I want to consider myself more as an artist and filmmaker moving forward.
And Kieron?
I guess like rapper and illustrator, but then I end up doing jobs that are more graphic design as well. You kind of creative direct some project where I might sometimes work with someone that does animation. So I feel like you wear multiple hats in it. But then so it says nowadays I've noticed, like before I used to get asked, people like, is it art? Is it music? Like now I don't feel like I don't really get asked as much now. I feel like more people kind of look at me like, oh, he's just creative. You know what I mean? Like when I go places, they address me as just like, oh, you're just creative. They might find it hard to even describe when they start to see all the kind of little projects and stuff that I'm kind of doing.
Yeah, I guess like it's hard because you're not supposed to be like a jack of all. Like you're not supposed to be, I'm good at this, but like really, like you are good at this, you are good at that, and you are good at that, and it's sometimes hard to label yourself because you don't want to come across as like big-headed or like, oh, I can do this, but like really I think in this day and age you can do a lot of things really well.
100%, because there's things that are accessible, you know what I mean, whether that's like technology that assists or there's people like professionals that are giving tutorials, giving like knowledge. The knowledge is accessible that probably wasn't before. They might have felt like there's like a screen, whereas like now you can find out tips and find out how to do stuff and that. So it's like, it makes that a lot better, a lot easier. And like even with Modu, it's like saying directing and whatever, but it's like you can edit, you can grade, you can do. There's other skills that you have within that as well that have like allowed you to execute certain things and that. So
I feel like when like I'm using you as an example, when you do good projects and put it out there and show people that you can do more than one thing, then like people are like, oh my god, no, he's more than just like a rapper, he's a fucking sick illustrator, like he's a creative. And I think you kind of have to take it upon yourself just to show people you can do that in the first instance.
Yeah, man, it can be a bit of a head like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like it could, like, because I feel like it took me a while to actually like kind of own it in a way, because I think like you said, you kind of get told you have to do one thing, or you can only be good at one thing, or you feel like you can only be good at one thing. So even if you start to deep that you're getting better at something else, I don't know, maybe you still don't feel like you're like good enough in it, or good enough to label, like to say you're doing both, or to put both out kind of thing, until that kind of gets to a certain point, and then
cool. So I'm gonna tell a little story about how I came to meet Modu and Kieron. Like Kieron, like I don't know you as well as Modu, but like obviously know you through Modu, know you and your art and whatnot. But I remember the first time I heard about you was at the +1 event, and
yeah.
And so the +1 event for people who don't know is it was just an event of art of culture, of people coming together, doing their thing, basically. Do you want to...
Wow, yeah. So Plus One was an event that was initially conceptualized by Clara Stewart, and it was meant to be a one-off event in Shoreditch. I've definitely forgotten the name of the place now, but one-off event in Shoreditch where it was meant to be a combination of music, photography. It was like artists, it was conceptual artists, we had actors, like we did everything. And she demanded I document it. And I was like, yeah, no, okay, no, obviously, Clara. She's like, every other day, every other week, make sure you take it, you're fucking gonna video this shit. Yeah, no, 100%. And then we just started, for some reason, we started before the event. We started just capturing people before the first event and just grabbing them in their spaces and just to see who they were, what they were, and why they were coming to the event. Why were they making the music they were making, or why were they making the art they were making? We documented them then before there. We got to the event. We documented everybody at the event, and it went really well. Like, it was stress, it was hard, but the event went really well. And her idea was, they wanted to do 4 in the year, one every season. I was like, look, this is a feature documentary. Let's carry this on. Let's do it every season. And we struggled, we strained, and we just cracked it out. And we got there. I think you did most of them, no?
3 of them, yeah. Yeah, with the second one, I can't lie, that was way.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what was one of them?
The second one was in Peckham, no?
Yeah, that was in some derelict house in Peckham. I swear someone fainted there.
Yeah, and I walked out and I looked it all up. I was like, yo, everyone out. Everyone needs water. What?
I went uni up the road from there.
Yeah.
I've been there for like exhibitions.
Yeah.
Derelict house. Like,
oh, yo, it was cold.
Yeah,
it was cold. Everyone blazing. Hot day.
Yeah, no, sick. And then
Yo.
the next one was the next one.
The next one was in the yard, bro. The next one was in the yard.
That 4th floor house.
Bro, you know Ria Ora, not Ria Ora. Dua Lipa was at that party.
Man, that floor was like, it was like 5-floor house.
Blah.
In the basement was where they were doing the performances.
Hang.
Then upstairs, it was like each room.
Yeah, it was hot, remember?
Each room had a different, like you said, they had exhibitions.
Yeah, man.
Like different artists and
Really
creators.
explored it.
And then the other one I went to was in that big studio warehouse thing. Innit?
Warehouse.
That big warehouse, and then it had the fake AstroTurf in the middle.
Yeah.
It was Infinity.
Yeah. Clara smashed that.
And then people
pushed for that.
all the Infinity.
Yeah,
Were in the back.
Yo, it was beautiful, man.
That's when I see Modu capturing it on like what was you filming, like a red cam or something?
Oh yeah, that's when it was at the Alexa.
Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, I'm watching on that one. I'm watching SOA perform. Yeah, I'm just watching the
camera.
I can't lie. The camera was looking better than the real life.
That shot, that SOA shot in the thing, right?
That was looking mad. After that,
cold, man. Toby smashed it, yo.
Yeah. So basically, I didn't do all of them, but I was on there camera opping, shooting this documentary just of this event. But yeah, I remember seeing and hearing Kieron, and like literally from there, I think I turned to Modu and I was like, who the fuck's this guy? And like I literally was saying, I don't know. I had a couple drinks, but like there was a connection in my head where I thought he was Kendrick Lamar. Like I shit you not. Like I don't know. Like just the flow, just the vibe. I don't know. It just I don't know. Yeah, just felt it. I just felt it.
No, I think it's not the you're not the first person, you're not be the last person.
Yeah, I've had
the relationship with music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, and then I filmed it, and then yeah, I've literally been following you ever since. That was like 5-6 years ago now. I like my favorite song, "Burn It Down," of course.
Like 5 years ago. No, 6. Yeah, 2016 I dropped that.
Yeah, so yeah, go check that out.
Yeah, come on.
But yeah, but yeah, and then my relationship with Modu is so when we
ups and downs.
ups and downs. I'm pretty sure he still owes me money.
Yeah, I got you.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, like I remember I kind of first met you when we were like sparking, like on I don't know, some feature.
I know
or
exactly
like
what it was.
whatever.
'Cause you smashed it and you beat me that day, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly the day, bro. I
Yeah.
met you, bro. I remember, but carry on, bro.
So yeah, like obviously, everyone has to start somewhere in the industry. But yeah, I remember like we were sparking, and you were like, oh, like I don't know, we were just chatting, like had some free time, like and you were like, oh, I want to direct, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I want to shoot, and you were like, okay, let's link up, let's do something, and we did a couple of small, like I don't know, like Grime Daily videos. Mainly with our guy Jay Huncho. Shout out Jay Huncho. 500 horses. Go check that out. I'll link that somewhere. You guys need to go check that out. That was crazy. That was crazy.
I was doing the third fight, but
But yeah, that was on the A7S Ronin days.
still one of my favorite cameras.
nothing-
my A7S.
Yeah, nothing you still talk
The
about.
A7S1 reminds me so much of the elect. Don't forget the shot we did in Norway, bro. That was beautiful. But I want to carry on, but quickly because I don't want to forget. I remember also that day because I remember being outside in the cold, holding onto a HMI. You know, we just have to stand by a fucking light. And I was out there on my J's and no one came out, bro. But you came out. You came and just stood there, bro. We both don't even really, I don't think we even really smoked that time. So it's not even like we were outside smoking, bro. We were just literally just outside in the cold. And you were inside and you just came outside and you just bucked me and you just stood there. And that day I said, no, this guy's a good guy. And I was telling you, like, oh yeah, shoot. I was like, yeah, we was definitely shooting, but this guy's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? I will never forget that day as well. Came
Yeah,
out, bro, and you bucked me, bro.
Hey, that's good.
That was lovely. Can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I think I realised, I was like, this guy's a bit crazy.
Yeah,
I need to go kill a couple of hours. But no, like from there, like we established like a good working relationship, and yeah, like we did it. We did a lot of videos. It was mainly like A7S Ronin, just like literally out there just shooting, like, and yeah, like I had so much fun. Like we went to Norway, went to Morocco. Oh yeah,
That's cool.
Morocco was crazy. I watched the video the other day.
yeah, is it? Okay, so yeah, just a quick. I'm going off tangent, but Morocco was hilarious because me and Modu were trying to come up with ways of making this video like look insane, and we're like anamorphic, and like I think all I had was like an A7S or what? No, I think we rented an FS7 with Cook anamorphics. We could only afford 2. We managed to get a deal on 2. These lenses are like 60 grand each, like a lot of money. But I remember we flew into Morocco, and like we had to put it was in a big flight case, like looked expensive. We had to put it through the X-ray machine, and like fucking hell, these scanners went crazy, and they took it and they're like, they opened it like, what is this? What are these?
Machinery is.
Yeah, bro, it was wet. You pushed one of that hot mate, bro. They were wet. Anyway,
It's not fun.
oh, the glass and those.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would have been good, but unfortunately, they were like, because it was like proper professional gear, like these lenses were
Like, you take it in, dirty.
yeah, they confiscated them on the spot with our camera, along with all of our kit.
us.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
a beg. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, okay, I mean, well, they need to us. They need to us with the camera. No. Yeah, we have to stay there behind it.
But yeah, and so yeah, they took all this camera and they just gave us like a little slip, and I was like, I'm never seeing these lenses again. And like, we're trying to bribe them and shit. Like they were looking for that. We just didn't have any money on us, basically. But like, so they took all of our kit, and we're like, oh my god, we're supposed to shoot a video. Like, what are we gonna do? But I think luckily I had the A7S tucked in at the bottom. Yeah, at the bottom of my bag, and luckily they didn't check that bag, and so we had like a little. Yeah, we took that camera and we shot it all on that.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I think you know what's actually fucked. Yeah, it's because we had those cameras that we were able to bring in the A7S. I hope to God that is the only. That's why we had to bring in those things. It was a distraction. We had to distract them lot from what was really happening. But that trip was beautiful.
Going on to you two and your more recent work. So obviously Kieron, musician, Modu, director. You guys have been working together recently. Can you tell me a bit about that and how that came about?
Yeah, as you were saying with the plus another one event, That's where I met Modu. And I said I was watching the SOA thing at the show, and then that must have been like 2017 times, I think 2017, maybe 2018 at a push, and then I think like we were still just talking, but I feel like at that point in time I was still like working in retail. Funds were mad low, so it was kind of like I was maybe just doing a lot of videos off of favors, low budget, couple £100 type thing. And I was just like, yeah, when I'm ready or when I got a little bit more change, I'm gonna go to Modu kind of thing. Because I think I saw the video you done for Tokyo.
Oh yeah,
White and that. Yeah.
I remember that one.
I think I seen that. Yeah, and I was like, this is hard. Like, I need this. I was like, I need something like this. And then I went on the Sampa the Great. Yeah, I got it up to be on that shoot.
Shout out Clara Stewart.
Yeah, so I was just an extra in that shoot. Again, being on the day, seeing it, I knew a few people that worked on the shoot and stuff, and then seeing the end product again, I'm like, nah, this is hard. And then 2020, I think we met. I remember in it February or something. I met like at Ace Hotel, like just to talk about doing some of the videos for Mr. Invisible 2.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then a few weeks later, lockdown happened, didn't it? So then it was like, can't do nothing. And then in the middle of lockdown, we were just like, yo, time is ticking, you know. I think it's summertime, so it's like, let's just kind of get it kind of cracking. And then from then, I feel like we started working from then. Then from No Peace, I feel like No Peace was like, even now, it's still like one of my favorite videos. You know what I'm saying? In terms of how it all kind of came together, how quick and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like after No Peace, it just started to click, and then there's just like a synergy. I was working with Modu, and then another director, and it was kind of like just bouncing between the two. When I needed to just do something that was quick, rock up and shoot, I hit up the other guy, and then when it's something a bit more planned, I was working with Modu. And then just I feel like over time with this project, everything felt more serious. So it was just kind of like we had just started to prep stuff beforehand, and then like midway as we're just doing it, he's just like, yo, I might as well just kind of do all of them or do the rest of them. And it's kind of like it just makes sense. You know what I mean? I feel like I've learned to just like, I can send him something. Sometimes I can mention what I want in it or whatever. Other times, no. Other times I can just leave it up to him. Like No Peace, he might have been like, just send me like 2 things just to give me an idea. And I feel like I sent him 1 or 2 videos. Then it was sick how I feel like he took that, meshed it in his own way. Boom, we got No Peace. And then it's like Sunday to Sunday, I was just like, yo, I can get black suits in it. That's what I was like, I can get the suits. I can get a couple people. I just see it black and white. And then it's like, after that, you see the final thing. It's like, yo, sick. Like, and then again, like, yeah, it just kind of continued. That I feel like I can just trust to do stuff, and it's gonna just end up being dope. Like, no regrets. He's like, oh, we're gonna do like upside down read. I'm like, how the hell are you gonna do that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking, what?
Yeah, Mod. Yeah, like with that, where'd you get the inspiration from? Is it the song? Is it other things? Like,
always the song. I have to listen to the song on repeat, like, consistently. And like, if anyone else is around me, they're gonna get pissed. Like, I have to listen to the song consistently, repeatedly, and I listen for the moods. I try to listen for the moods within the song, and I try to match the moods of the overall mood. That's the first bit, and then I try to match each sort of segment as it goes along, mood wise. I let the lyrics maybe influence maybe some of the final parts of it, in terms of like the final parts and the final movements. But for me, it's like I'm trying to, in terms of like something more direct and like direct movement, like in terms of like say if you said something directly.
Yeah, capture that in.
Yeah, I try to capture that.
Phone down probably the best example of that. In it, I feel like it matches the lyrics like perfect.
Exactly.
Time.
It's yeah, but it's my I think my main focus of the videos is always what is the mood, and when it's like come to like No Regrets, it's like No Regrets for me represents you turning your world from upside down to the right way round, and yourself, and then coming out of it and having no regrets about it. But your world was upside down, like, do you know what I'm saying? But it's no regrets. Like, I've got no regrets. I did this, I made it, I'm on my feet, and I'm out here. Do you know what I mean? You started off, do you know what I mean? In the rooms upside down, you're working on your shit. The room sideways, you're working on your shit. Now it's their level, you've still been working on your shit. So it's like, no regrets. Is what it is. I'm working my shit out, and I'm gonna make it. You know, it's always comes from the music, and always comes from the mood and the sound that's trying to be said. Like Sunday to Sunday was for me was just like about like a mob boss. Sunday to Sunday, like
that's the vibe.
Where's my money? Do you know what I mean? I'm grinding. Like, where's my money? Do you know what I mean? So that's the overall mood, and then cool, come on, try to fill out the little bits. And I feel that one of actually the best videos that we've done is actually quite recently was Phone Down, and that hit differently. You know, I think I thought about the initial mood, got a couple of suggestions. That was really difficult for me because I don't really do love stories or
insane.
do you know what I'm saying? And even Phone Down in itself, I definitely wanted to be some sort of like anti-hero or some sort of slightly anti-love story where it's like you can't help but have to, you by the end of it, do you know what I mean, you're fighting love, whatever, but by the end of it, you say, you know what I mean? We saying, baby, like, I do it. Like, you can't help me, like, fuck it, like, I'm into you, yo, like, you win, do you know what I mean? So that was important in terms of the mood, but like, definitely is one of the best ones because of the help and then the assistance, and the push from everybody in that team, like creative director, Aria Ferreiro, and Gemma Collins.
And that's developed over time, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that little team that we've been working with and that has been since like the summer. Lately, this project of videos has been maybe from like the second one or so. From then, the team has been like consistent.
Yeah.
From like you said, from the producers, the creative director, the edit,
and it makes a big
difference. Like there's been synergy. I feel like between everyone is comfortable on set. It's not like you've just like pulled random different pieces and put them together. I feel like sometimes that takes a while for everyone to click and feel comfortable, but I feel like
I think that's a big thing when it comes to making art. You can't do it by yourself.
Nah, man, and that's always what I'm saying, because I feel like now more than ever, I'm getting like things are moving quicker, and I feel like I'm getting a lot of praise and and I'm like, it's just a direct correlation to that. Now I've built good relationships and kind of got like a nice team around me from the people that handle my music sonically and engineer it, produce it. Then it's like from the people working and handling it visually, it's like everyone is on their A game, and it's like when you got all of that, then it's like that is kind of what makes it what it is. So it's just always why I'm like, yo, shout out this person or go follow this, but like you can't, like I'd feel phony for taking all of the, you know what I mean? And I knowing that it's like, this ain't even down to, I can't, like you said, I can't do this on my own.
Well,
so
if it was up to me, do you know how many things would flop?
Yeah.
It was down to me, because no. It's the team is super important.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, a takeaway from that is, find the right people to work with, find a team, but like, find people that are also just on your level, like,
and that takes a while sometimes.
On your side as well,
you know what I mean? And you know, it's don't never get disheartened and stuff as well. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I've gone through so many phases of working with so many different filmmakers, dreaming of having that kind of relationship, and then things just don't go to plan, they don't work out. You know what I mean? And maybe Modu might be probably, I'd say, the third, fourth filmmaker, like person that I've worked with on music and that, and then that's the one that's kind of stuck, you know what I mean? So
no, I feel like Kieron has had a lot of patience and shown a lot of respect towards what I'm trying to do, and like even when I was going through really difficult times as a filmmaker, as a director, Kieron always had patience and was just encouraging, and it was just like, no, it's cool, don't worry, let's get it. I feel like he saw that I was trying, even if it wasn't always the right way or you just have patience, and for the way that he's helped me progress my art, I always have a lot of love and respect for that, because there was really like dark or down times where Kieron would come through and pull through and just be like, do you know what I mean, let's get this done, and I might be doubting or in a place but you always be calm, relaxed, just wait, just be chilled and just allow me to explore shit and progress, you know. And it's been very, for me, it's very apparent. My progress and working with Kieron is like it's definitely a massive correlation, and it's something that, I mean, it's like I will always back Kieron because Kieron has always backed me. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, it's more than just it. Do you know what I mean? It came more than just the videos and all these kind of things. It's just someone appreciating or giving, investing in your art. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like cool, like getting the rewards for it. And let's hope that it just continues to just bow. Do you know what I'm saying? Literally, yo.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I can see it. Like, it's working. It's in front of me right now. I feel it.
I'm like, yo, there's method to the mad. I told you with Modu. I'm like, yo, I let Modu just do his thing. I see the final result. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna doubt someone. I'm seeing the final.
Saved you.
Modu, as like a film director, how do you find work? Like, I know you've worked with some production companies. Like, how did you find that experience? What do you prefer?
Yeah, I love working by myself, working for myself. To a fault. I'm understanding that now, opening it up. But it was very important for me to work for myself as much as possible. I've worked with production companies. It's amazing. Like, you can really create some beautiful projects. But then there's a lot of times where they will make decisions for you that you don't necessarily always really realize how important the decision was. So projects will go amazingly when you're working with them. Then you come and try to do it yourself, and you're doing the same things as you were doing when you were with them, but the project doesn't go really well. It doesn't go to plan. And that always was something that irked me, and I always needed to get to the bottom of it. I was like, no, what can I do myself? Why can I then? Because I always attribute it to somebody else. It might be a bit narcissistic at times, but it's definitely something that has been very important for me to understand and to learn, like what makes me tick without outside influence, and what allows me to create something amazing without outside influence. Production companies can be controlling. I'm just a person that doesn't like to be controlled, just in general. And again, it could be to a fault. It doesn't even mean I'm right. Do you know what I mean? A lot of times it means I'm wrong, but at least I'm wrong for myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? I get onto myself, but when it's somebody else makes a decision for me, and it's not quite what I want, and I listen too much to it, then do you know what I mean? I feel moving forward, I'm going to feel more comfortable working with production companies as I've understood my own voice, but I had to hold on to my independence for as long as possible for me to understand what the hell I'm trying to say. Production companies have something they want to say. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why every production company has a certain vibe, a certain look that you can attribute to. You're like, oh yeah, that was.
They attract that.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Recruits,
exactly.
Like whatever, people look to them because of
exactly. And even if you go to them with your own, like, they're gonna have their influence on you and your art. And my voice takes me a while to get to the place I need to get to in general. So as I'm trying to get to there, but you're knocking me off, and you're diluting my voice, I'm going to get a bit. Do you know what I mean? But now, as I'm getting to the place where I'm understanding my voice more and more, I feel more comfortable and more secure to let go and open up. But you have to be ready for the fact that production companies will have a say and influence, because
it's bigger, innit?
It's bigger.
It's bigger at the end of the day. It's kind of how it goes. You get it? Most industries, music, like, it's all advertising. It's all like that.
That's you. All right, cool. So I'm just going to wrap it up here for this bit. But thank you, Modu. Thank you, Kieron.
We'll have to do a part 2. So that's what I was saying, boy. Let's come back, man.
But yeah. Anyway, guys, go follow these guys. They're super talented. I'm sure they've got more shit coming up, but Modu's got to go work in it. So
grind.
Yeah, man, you got to pay some bills. I owe you for those glasses that I scratched. I reminded you, bro. Did you get them fixed? Are they fixed?
Oh, they go on.
Wait for you to the money's like a big.
I'm gonna swing out now. You wanna start doing it?
Let's go.
Wait, for someone, you're gonna have it.